Hi, hello everyone. Many of us must be having a doubt like which kind of job, what kind of stream I have to go after my education. This is especially for software related jobs. So we are going to discuss on types of software jobs today, whether it can be OPTs or graduates or experienced software engineers who are already there in the industry. For each and every one, these are only the types of jobs, whatever programming language you choose. So before going to understand about the types of software jobs, first we need to understand the life cycle of the software projects or software development. So as we have studied about the butterfly life cycle, frog life cycle. Similarly, for software development, also we have a life cycle. So it starts with the analysis phase, then goes to design, then implementation, testing, deployment, as well as maintenance. So for every project or for the development of any software, first we need to do the analysis part of it. So what does the software analyst do? So, analyst is responsible to understand the user requirements. User is nothing but the client requirements. Suppose let's take Toyota showroom, which manufactures the cars. Okay, so for them, they need a software to be developed to um, display all their cards or to display their information or whatever, or for the purchases, for sales, everything should be included in that particular website. Let's take it's a website. Okay, so first the analyst needs to understand the requirements of the client. What is he expecting? So initially, whether it is a manual process which they are following, it needs to be automated. That's one task. And the second thing is already a software tool is used and they want to switch to another tool, or already there is a website and it needs to be upgraded. Like, what's the basic requirement that needs to be analyzed by the analyst? Then first he need to identify the potential issues. What issues can be raised here? Okay, what are already existing issues? So why the client is coming to us? That needs to be understood. And also he or she needs to analyze and evaluate the system performance. So suppose if you want to become a software analyst, what type of job roles you need to search in the market or in any of the job portals? That is, you can search for software analyst, software engineer, quality assurance specialist. This is a fancy term, as well as technical writer. If you're good at writing, you can even go as a technical writer. No need to have a technical knowledge, but still you can be a technical writer. Uh, for sure, you need to know the terminology and the process, but you don't have to go and do the coding if you're not interested. Okay, and these people are also responsible for including the evaluated data, creating and maintenance the technical documentation. So whatever is the client requirement, it should be documented and it has to be given to the developer, and also the testing software functionality, reporting bugs and issues to developers. All these will be done by the system analyst. So overall, to summarize the jobs of the system analyst, it involves working with software systems and using technical knowledge to improve the functionality and performance of the system. Okay, so this completes the jobs related to the first phase, which is analysis. Then comes the design, which is the second stage in the software development life cycle. Okay, so if you want to become a software designer, you need to search for the job roles like project manager or engineering director or senior software engineer. So these people, especially um, in precise, if you want to say, all Indians will become the developers, or all people who does the coding becomes the developers, and all Americans, you can say. I'm giving the name also. So most of the Americans are the managers, you can say, like they involve in this part of the in this stage of the software development life cycle. Okay, so most Indians will not be there in these jobs if you're working in countries other than India. Okay, so not only Americans, any other country also. Mostly we are Indians are the developers. Okay, it's one way it is very good to become a developer also, so that your job is 24 by 7 on. You don't have to worry about not having jobs. So this stage involves creating and designing the computer programs or applications and systems by using any of the programming languages or tools and methodologies. So I'm not specific to any of the programming language here. I'm just telling you the overall types of jobs and the job roles, what will be involved in the software development lifecycle. So, these jobs can be found in various types of industries, whether it could be technology, healthcare, finance, government, whatever you name it, it will be there. So, software designers have a high level of job satisfaction, and these people are in demand worldwide. Okay, so you can make this as your career choice. Um, so it's not mandatory that we have to become a developer, but if you gain some experience in the industry, you can also try towards becoming a project manager. But comparative to developers, these jobs will be in less number. Because if you just consider a project, there will be one project manager and n number of developers, right? So becoming a developer is easy when compared to a project manager. That's what I could say. Then goes to the implementation step. So these jobs, these implementation, software implementation jobs involve designing, creating, as well as implementing the software systems. So when you are searching for a job which um, comes into this category, you have to search for system database administrators, network administrators, programmers, software developers. Like this, you can search for the jobs when you're applying in any of the portal. So these often require strong analytical and problem solving skills, as well as you know, attention to each and every detailed requirement of the client and the ability to work collaboratively with the other team members. Because there are n number of developers involved, you have to have a rapport and you have to have a healthy environment between the team members so that you can share and divide your work and your life becomes easy. So once the project or the software is implemented, then comes the testing phase. Okay, so these days, developers themselves are doing the testing also, but still, a few jobs are there for testers. But a decade ago, there are so many testers available in the market, but the number of jobs comparatively have drastically reduced for testing. I could say that. Okay, so this testing can be again categorized into several types, which includes manual testing. I could say there are very less number of jobs in manual testing. And if it comes to automated testing, performance testing, security testing, as well as acceptance testing, there are quite a lot number of jobs. Okay, so if you want to become a tester, try in these automated or security or acceptance testing. Okay, so these jobs requires a combination of technical as well as interpersonal skills. Okay, so um, you can search for quality assurance engineer, test analyst, or software test engineer. Like this kind of roles you can go and search when you're searching for the jobs on testing. So once you test a project which is implemented, then comes the deployment phase. So what is deployment? So this involves installing and managing the software application which you have developed so far into the client system. Okay, and you have to ensure that it is properly configured and it is functioning. So that becomes your job as a software deployment uh, engineer. Okay, so you will be searching with the terms like systems administrator, DevOps engineer, deployment manager, and software release manager if you want to go and deploy the software into the client system. So these professionals can work in various settings, including the software development, operations, management, and also responsible for tasks such as application packaging, configuration management, as well as infrastructure automation. So software development, as you know, you will be developing the code, a technical part of it. Operations is nothing but, handling the day-to-day activities, which are called BAU activities, as well as, you know, application packages like if there are any bugs, you will be fixing it as a patch by applying the patching to it or upgrading to the new versions of it and setting up all the configurations properly. All this comes under the deployment. Okay, so these people needs the technical skills as well as excellent communication skills. Only then they will be acting like a bridge between the developers as well as the client. Okay, because you are taking the product which has been developed by the developers and you are responsible for deploying in the client's place. So this is a major role, I could say. Then comes the last phase of the software development life cycle, which is maintenance. Once you install the product into the client's environment, so you have to make sure, because we have sold the product to the client, we have to make sure. Of course, we will be charging, the company will be charging extra for maintenance. That's a different thing, but we will take the responsibility of maintaining the product which is developed for the client by us. Okay. So, what is the job of a software engineer who involves in the maintenance is? So he'll be responsible for fixing the bugs, improving the performance, as well as updating new features which are requested by the client. So you can search for, here also like quality assurance testers, software developers, as well as system administrators. There is no specific job role here in this phase, but you will be responsible for handling the maintenance task as well as the other tasks which are done by the testers as well as the developers. Okay, so these people also require some technical background as well as experience with programming languages as well as software development tools. So now with this, you can decide on which area you're good at or which area you're interested in, and accordingly, you can choose the area which you wanted to go. Okay. Hope I made some sense to this. I might have given you some clarification on which jobs needs to be chosen or what are the job titles you should be using while you're searching on job portals. If you still have any questions, please do comment. I will try to reply you back. Have a good day. Bye bye.